Frankie Law, you've got a newcomer lining up on a big day's racing this Sunday. His name is Beauty Destiny. His trials have looked very good, Frankie. Can you tell me some more?
Yeah, he showed 3 times. He showed really good for me. Yeah.
You've given those 3 trials, of course. How impressed have you been with those trials? He's won all 3 of them. Visually, he's looked very good.
Yeah, first trial 800. Usually 800 is for the new horse better. He showed good. He jumped fast and all the way in front. And the second trial in Happy Valley, 1000. He showed also good. Same as last time, all the way in front. And the last trial, shot in third, 1200. This time, before I tried to think about maybe let him lead, follow some horses to see, but he jumped fast, so said just let him lead in front by himself. But he still tried good, yeah.
How important was it to get him to Happy Valley? Was that just sort of to give him that little bit more experience, or do you like to sort of let your newcomers have a look around Happy Valley, perhaps?
Yes, you're right. Also, I want to try some new horse on the turf. So at that time, after trial on Shortin and the next trial, Happy Valley. So I don't mind just take him to Happy Valley. Let him to have a look at Happy Valley also, yeah.
And on the back of those 3 heats that he has contested, you feel that he's now comfortably ready to make his debut. Of course, obviously, I imagine there'll be no hiding place on a day like Sunday because it's a big day's racing, and the tendency would be for obviously some very competitive racing. Do you feel he's a horse who can really sort of stack up on debut? Is he one of your better ones, perhaps, first time out?
I think so. You can see he got a 3 shot. He shot really good. So I hope he got a good performance for me, yeah.
Frankie, in his trials, he has just had a bit of a tendency to swish his tail. Did you read anything into that at all, or is that just something that you sort of accept with him?
Yes, I saw his tail, yeah. In the last trial, but he hadn't feel anything, so the jockeys hadn't say anything also, yeah.
And how's his track work been, Frankie? Obviously, all we know of him is his pedigree and trials. Has he shown you all the same signs in his track work?
Yes. He's really quite awesome. And small track, big track, yeah. He's good, yeah.
He looks like a nice horse to start off, and he must be one that you're getting excited to see.
Yes, I hope so, yeah.
Karis, Round the Globe is one of your rides on a big day's racing this weekend. He's had the 2 runs so far. How do you feel he's acquitted himself in those couple of starts?
Yeah, Nick, he's a horse that's improving with racing. So, you know, I think he's, after the trial he had last week, he's ready to go to races again.
On the back of that trial, how do you feel that he's come on for the experience so far, and obviously the trial as well?
Yeah, I think he's going well. He took the trial pretty good. He's always a horse, he's a young horse, so he's always going to improve with racing and trial. Then I sat on him in the morning. He felt good, so really happy with the horse condition. He's
going up in trip this week as well. And now I know on paper last time he was beaten at odds on. It probably looks disappointing, but having a look back at the race, I mean, he certainly did hit the line strongly, didn't he? Yeah, this is why now we are stepping him up 1400. I think it will even be better for him. So, you know, even last time, you know, he did not win the race, but, you know, taking how he ran and how he hit the line, it's pretty positive going forward. He's got a tongue tie on now as well, and I know ultimately that's probably Ricky's decision, but was there anything that sort of surfaced or came to light in your mind that suggested maybe we need to put the tongue tie on? Yeah, I think it was Ricky and Ricky's son that they've decided to put the tongue tie on him. And I worked him with the tongue tie. He feels like, you know, he's focused a bit better. He's not going to play with his tongue anymore. So, yeah, I'm just looking forward to get back on him. Of course, from that draw, it's going to be a bit tricky. So we're just going to get a bit of luck in the run. Yeah, bit of luck, and he should be doing the same again, shouldn't he? Yeah, I think so. You know, on a big day, usually, you know, the pace, we'll see how the pace are. But he's a little horse that got some ability, you know. Interesting, just find it. You say that on a big day. Is that a bit of a trend, perhaps, that when there is a bigger day's racing, they might just go that little bit quicker, perhaps, or is that a thing? Yeah, air course, big day. Yeah. It seems like there could be a few tactic, and definitely the pattern of racing always changes on a big day. So it's going to be interesting from that draw, and also you have a few overseas jockey over, so that's changed the racing pattern a bit. Richard Gibson, Wellington, we've just seen the barrier draw for the Chairman's Sprint Prize. You've got gate number 2. Your first reaction to where he's drawn?
Yeah, you know, it's an easy watch. It's a small field, so I don't think any of the trainers would be particularly interested by draw numbers today.
On the horse himself, how has he been leading up to this big day, Richard? A day that he's obviously been a huge part of in the last couple of seasons.
Absolutely, it's a time of the year that he really likes. He really thrives at this time of the year. Probably a bit more ease in the ground than a couple of months ago. So we're very happy where we're at.
Has he had a similar sort of preparation to the last couple of years that you brought him here in tip-top shape?
Yeah, you know, he does. He likes, you know, he really does like this time of the year. It's not too hot for him, and the ground's, you know, got a bit of moisture in it. So we're looking forward to the big day.
Do you think now, as he's sort of getting that bit older, that perhaps that little bit of give in the ground is what he now desires?
He certainly doesn't like it when it's too fierce, yeah.
And just obviously what will be a special occasion if he was able to win. He's won the last 2 of these, as we've mentioned. To make it 3 would be quite something, and very much a feather in your cap and everyone involved.
I've been racing for some time now, and it's very rare that a horse comes back to defend his 3rd title in any division. And to do it in the Group 1 division is exceptional, and you know, we'll fight every yard for it. You know, we know we've got some good horses to beat.
Richard, you've trained in Europe, you've obviously got a stack of experience. Keeping that longevity with a horse like him, it's certainly not an easy task, especially here.
Yeah, you know, it's a great achievement to come back and fight for your title 3rd time in a row, so it's all credit to the horse.
You'd have full respect, I'm sure, for your rivals. Lucky Sweynesse obviously would seemingly be his biggest danger, and both he and Lucky Sweynesse have met in the past. I guess massive respect for a horse like him and what he's done.
Absolutely, you know, the moment I saw Lucky Sweynesse on debut, you know, even in the trials he was very, very impressive, and they've done a great job with the horse, and it's great there are some new boys coming up the ranks in Hong Kong.
Tony Cruz, you've got a couple of runners in this year's Champions Mile. Let's start with California Spangle. He's drawn gate number 8. First reactions on where he's drawn?
Well, I think gate 8 is not a big difference between inside and outside, the small field. I think we're going to stick to our plans as we've been racing him straight to the front.
You mentioned that obviously after he won last time, that the plan very much is to lead. He's got that early speed, hasn't he? I think it's such a key asset with a horse like him, isn't it, to get away quickly and get to where he wants to be?
Yeah, I reckon there's no other horses that can match his speed, the early speed. I think he's got all the speed to lead this race easily. And last time we didn't lead this, and we almost got ourselves in trouble. So as you know, when we won the international race in December, we led and we won that way. We're going to stick to the same plan.
When you look back on his win last time out, Tony, do you sort of look at it and think, well, we got away with that, or, you know, is it very much a case of a lesson learned and we don't want to do that again?
It's definitely a lesson learned, and we're not going to do that again. You know, I'm very happy it won still, but I think we can do better if we went straight to the front.
For sure. How has the horse been leading up to this meeting, Tony? You've always gone on record as saying he's a pretty easy horse to deal with and train. Have you been happy with all of his preparation?
Yeah, because it's only 3 weeks apart, this race, and you know, you don't have to do much with him. Compared to, well, before it used to be 7 weeks, 8 weeks, you know, it's almost 2 months, that's too long a wait. But anyway, 3 weeks, he's in great form.
Great to hear. And you've also got Beauty Joy in the race as well. I mean, he wasn't a million miles off of California Spangle and co last time out. He's a quality horse, isn't he? He just needs to put it all together, and he might nick one of these on a big day, mightn't he?
Yes, that's right. Well, you know, the last time he ran, the pace was too slow for him, and he didn't settle very well behind. But this time, California's going straight to the front. The pace would definitely be on, and it would suit him.
You've trained a lot of good horses. Beauty Joy clearly has the talent. Do you think he is a Group 1 horse waiting to happen, a Group 1 winner waiting to happen?
Oh, that's a good question. I believe in Group 2.
As simple as that.
Thank you.
Tony, just finally, obviously this clash between himself and Golden 60, 3-1 currently to Golden 60. You must always look forward to taking him on because you're a great sportsman yourself, and I guess the sort of the rivalry and the competition is always great, especially for Hong Kong racing.
You know, as we can see in the international race in December, we went to the front. Golden 60 had to go around the field, and that lost a bit of ground for him. That's he couldn't catch Spangle anyway. I think we're going to do the same plan. He's going to go around the field again, but that's a smaller field this time. I think it's still going to be a very close finish.
It just looks set fair to be a great race, doesn't it? And we've got that international flavour as well, obviously runners from Australia and New Zealand. So all in all, it does look set fair to be a real big days and a big race on Sunday.
Definitely. As long as the ground is going on good to firm, even better for us.
I think being fair to both him as a horse and Australian racing, it was a strong race, and to do what he did, he had to improve a good amount from what he had been doing. And I think he's just a horse that really thrived off going down to Australia, getting some sun on his back, and he backed up two top Group 1 performances in a row, and we're kind of hoping obviously now that he can do it 3 times in a row.
Tom, you've ridden winners here in Hong Kong. You've come for Jockeys Championships, etc. But how special would it be to tick off a really big one for you now? Because obviously your profile is one very much of an international jockey, I suppose.
Hong Kong is on the biggest stage. I've been very, very conscious the last few years of trying to get to as many places as I can and riding in top class races, and very fortunate to have had the opportunity to do so. But without going and winning, it doesn't quite have the same effect. So hopefully this weekend we can take one home, and it'd be fantastic, and a huge credit to the Somerville Lodge team for being so brave and travelling the horses as much as they do, because it's a very hard thing to do.
Just on the opposition there, quickly, Tom. I mean, Romantic Warrior, you would have seen what he is most definitely capable of. You've got the Japanese horses in there as well. It's a great race, but on your horse's run a couple of Decembers ago, on what he's done recently, he's got to be right in the mix, hasn't he?
I think so. As you've alluded to, like it's an extremely hot race. You can't discount the Japanese horses in there, and obviously Hong Kong has Romantic Warrior. So. Albeit it's not a massive field, it's a sort of probably quite a boutique field in that all of the horses deserve to be there. So, as you say, if he replicates that from a few weeks ago, puts him bang there, and whether it's enough to win, we'll soon find out. David, Fantastic Treasure is your runner in the final race on Sunday afternoon. He really looks like he's returning to something like that better form. It was a super run last time.
Yeah, his last 2 runs have been full of merit, and he wasn't beaten far, but he struck a very tough race. I think it's a really competitive, jam-packed full of progressive young horses, but he's an in-form older horse. Yeah. And they're sometimes hard to beat. Yeah, we certainly shouldn't forget that obviously your horse is a decent type of horse. He's obviously met a few of these rivals already, Beauty Eternal, Circuit Stellar and Red Lion obviously, but last time the front 2 pulling nicely clear. He's a horse who's not been without his issues. Do you feel that they're all sort of ironed out now with him? Yeah, he had a fractured sprint bone as a young horse after he won 5 in a row and looked very progressive. I mean, he's had a win and quite a few nice runs, but this is the most consistent he's been for quite a while, so he'll be right in the frame, I'm sure. It must please you with a horse like him. Obviously, he's got the talent. We all know he's got the talent, and when they do obviously hit a bit of a stumbling block, obviously it's never a great thing to try and deal with. But now that he sort of might be returning to form, I guess you'd certainly love to get another win with him this season. I think it took a few runs after the setback to get his confidence and fitness, but now he's got this really good fitness about him, and there won't be a horse parade better. Yeah. He's a very good-looking horse. Last time out, he was held up. Obviously, Hugh rode him, and he's got that really sort of explosive turn of foot, hasn't he, to allow him to quicken on? Yeah, he normally shows a great turn of foot at 1400, but he's a pretty consistent horse at 1400 and 1600 now. So I'm sure there's plenty of wins left in him in Hong Kong. You've got James McDonald booked as well. Obviously, nice to have him here. And what was it that led to securing the services of James for this horse? Couldn't get Hugh, couldn't get Zach, couldn't get... So you've got those boys have the choice of about 1,000 horses, so it's hard to get them, and it was just nice to have a world-class jockey in the backyard. Oh yeah, he's a very good third choice, isn't he? Your horses are racing well, nice double on Wednesday night? Yeah, we're very happy. I think Snow a Lot's progressive Happy Valley horse, and good to get Harmony and Bless back after his bleed, so I think he'll win again. He's not a bad horse, and he's rated in a good mark, so he can win again.